Happy New Year! Presence in parenting is not something that you can think your way to, it's something that you be. And when you access into this being, then the purity of the connection just flows. And it's in the moments where the mind will go into, but what do I do about this situation? That when you enter into presence, you just know. You just know because you're so connected within the purity of your child that you just know what to do next. So when we are babies and we are born, who come in as souls, incarnate into this human body on earth, having a experience through the filter of the mind, we are pure souls. We have no brain programming as of yet, or conditions, or beliefs, or form, or structures, or rules, or whatever society deems that you should be doing with your life and who you should be. We don't have any of that programmed yet into our brains when we're babies. So that's why the soul to soul recognition comes in and you have a room full of adults crying. That's why that happens. Because it allows you to remember who you really are. You have a mind and you have a body, but you are the soul inside. And that's really it. And children know this and they be this. It's not just a conceptual knowing, it's a being, it's the presence. It's the now moment of being in the present moment. And so when you access that space within yourself, it's really nothing to do with them. It's all to do with you. So when you access that space within yourself, when a trigger comes up, when there's a situation where you feel like, I don't know how to deal with this, or I keep getting angry at this whenever they do this or display this behaviour, really it's about going within yourself and not looking at how you can change what they are doing. It's looking at yourself and saying, just being. It's just noticing like whatever's going on either within your body or within your mind, and it's not suppressing and numbing down feelings. It's allowing yourself to have those feelings, but obviously not directed at anyone. So if it is that you are or your mind is triggered by a certain situation, then it's just noticing that and realising and recognising that. And the way to realise and recognise that like that really, really quickly, because it's so fast, and a lot of my clients will say to me, yeah, but I know that, but it just happens really quickly and then it's done, and then I'm like, oh, I feel so guilty again. And like, I get it, I know it happens to me too. But the key for recognising and stopping and taking that pause and that breath when this is going on, and it is quick. If your child does something and you're triggered, or the mind is triggered, you're not triggered because you're the soul. So only ever the mind is duality, good, bad, I like it, I don't like it, opposites. The soul is no opposite, it just is, it's being. That's where children operate from. They only ever operate from that level. So that's where we need to operate from too, if we're to connect and be present with them in each moment. So if you have that trigger come up, it's the way to recognize that it's there quicker and take that pause and be able to take a step back and then just breathe, is to be present and practice presence every day. Meditate, just meditate all the time. And it's not like you take time out to sit and meditate, but you're also meditating throughout the day. So you are the watcher of the thoughts that are going on during the day, no matter what you're doing. And then you're watching your thoughts going on, and then you move back into the present moment over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that is what allows you to then notice your own triggers and notice what's going on within your own body. Allow your consciousness to just expand and be more aware of yourself and what's going on within your whole system of your being. And when you access into that space and you know who you are and you're the soul and you're just watching, that's when you're on the same energetic frequency as your child, as children. Any child. It doesn't have to be yours. It can be any child. It's the same thing across the whole board. It's not thought. You're not going to be able to figure it out. You can't think your way there. This is energetic. It's an energetic shift. And when you shift into this space that's when it becomes easy. That's when it becomes free flowing. That's when you feel that deep connection with them. That's when they actually want to listen to you and want to actually cooperate, and you have less arguing. You have less guilt because you're not feeling like, oh, why can't I do this right? Why can't I get it right? I want them to be happy, blah, blah, blah. All of that just is in the realm of thought. It's not in the realm of presence and consciousness and being. That's not where they are. But we've been brought up to believe that we are our minds, and that we are the program, and we are the conditions and the beliefs and everything that's been put in there along the way during our lives. So it's just recognizing that actually we're not that. We are the soul inside. We are the observer watching all of that. And that's really it. It's not anything difficult what I teach. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It's not healing childhood wounds or clearing karma or doing a load of tarot to find out your future. The mind is past and future, and all those things are okay, by the way. I'm not saying that they're bad. The mind is good and bad. The soul just is. It's just being. It's like in nature when there's a big storm and everyone's like, oh my God, that storm is so bad. And nature's just like, it's just a storm. It just is. It's not good or bad, it just is. And that's how you know, because you've like awakened to this realization and deep knowing that children are whole already, and that their behaviour isn't good or bad, it's simply an emotion. And that emotion is a vibrational frequency. And that's great. Emotions are still on the level of the mind. It's still our bodies and our minds, and they're connected, and your emotions are the most amazing sat-nav GPS system to allow you to recognise and understand where it is you are at right now in this present moment. So the mind will have a thought and it will signal and spark an emotion within your body. And so if you're feeling whatever emotion you're feeling, that's a really good indicator of where you are and your intuition and all that stuff. But the soul, which is who you are, it's not a thing, it's not nothing, it just is. It's the beingness, it's the creator, it's the all that is and beyond. It's like everything. That's who you are. When we die as humans, our body and our mind goes away, and what's left? You, the soul. And it's always been, it always will be, it always, like, it just is. So that's the part that's just watching and observing what's going on within your body. And it gets to the point where if you're having an emotion such as crying, then you become the observer of yourself crying. And that's when you know that, like, you've shifted energetically into that space. And when you see your kids having an anger outburst or whatever it may be, when you realise and recognise, okay, this is not a behaviour, it's an emotion. What's behind the behaviour? And that's it. And then you sink into that space, and then you just know what to do and go from there. And a lot of the time it's really recognising and feeling within yourself, like, how much do I love my kids? And then do I love myself in the same way that I love them? Do I, like, honour myself and give myself and allow myself everything in the way that I want to allow them to experience? Ask yourself that honest question. Do I actually love myself and give myself and allow myself permission to feel at the start? And a lot of the time my clients would be like, no, because I'm so focused externally on my kids and wanting them to be happy that we can so easily forget, and like I do this myself too, we can so easily forget that actually it starts with us, and really it's nothing about them, but it's everything about them. It's a paradox. That's the whole paradox of the whole thing. You focus within and on yourself, and then it starts to become easy, and then the connection flows. So that's all I wanted to say, and Happy New Year. If you want to work with me privately, go to my website, www.theparentandpriestess.com. This year I'm going to be changing the name of my website. If you're on my mail list, then you will get an email about that at some point as well. I really want to focus this year on presence and less about the metaphysical stuff. And a lot of the priestess stuff is metaphysical. Well, all of it is metaphysical from what I've experienced anyway. So what I really want to focus on this year is just that pure presence and the beingness, and that is what is going to be here on my channel, like a lot more of. That's what you're going to be hearing a lot more of from me this year. But if you want to work with me privately currently, you can just go to my website, theparentandpriestess.com, and just go click on parent and coaching, I think it is, or something like that, and scroll down, or you can just email me at motherlois111@gmail.com. Happy New Year! Bye!